The American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association recorded nearly 200,000 children testing positive for COVID-19. That's up by about 50% since the beginning of December. For more on that, let's bring in Dr. Karen Acker, pediatric infectious disease specialist at New York Presbyterian Kamansky Children's Hospital. Doctor, thanks so much for spending time with us this afternoon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me today.
More than 2,100 children are currently hospitalized with confirmed or suspected cases of COVID. And according to federal data, more children are hospitalized with COVID-19 in New York than in any other state in the country. So what are you seeing where you are, and how are healthcare workers holding up?
So, I think what we've seen from prior surges is that pediatric hospitalizations go up when we have surges. And that is, again, the case. The difference is in prior surges, we had mostly a much higher unvaccinated population. And now in New York City and New York State, where we have high rates of vaccination among those who are eligible, now it's really the kids that are left that are unvaccinated and left more vulnerable.
Having said that, to date, less than a third of eligible children ages 5 to 17 have been fully vaccinated, yet the CDC says the decision from the FDA on booster shots for 12 to 15-year-olds could be made in the days to weeks ahead. What would your message be to parents who are apprehensive about it?
So what I do in my practice every day is, and even before COVID, is to encourage vaccination. I know that vaccines are extremely safe. We have seen that from trials and from real world data. And all I try to do is provide reassurance that I have extreme confidence in these vaccines. And I know that when my children are eligible, that they will be first in line. And we know that kids can be affected by COVID-19 and can get hospitalized. And the best way to protect them is to vaccinate them and to vaccinate your whole family.
In New York City, public schools are still planning to open January 3rd. Question is, I know this is a hot button topic and it can be political in nature, but do you think it's a good idea, or do you think there should be some remote learning for the time being?
I think what we've seen from this pandemic is that missing school has been really detrimental to kids, and that with proper measures in place in schools, including masking, hand hygiene, and getting as many kids vaccinated as you can, those who are eligible, that we can help minimize transmission in schools. So I'm actually a strong advocate of having kids continue to go to school with those measures in place.
And finally, since the beginning of the pandemic, the American Academy of Pediatrics has said that severe illness caused by COVID-19 has remained uncommon among children, at least up until now. Now we're seeing a bit more of it. Does this tell you something about the variants, or does it tell you something about, the strength of kids to fight them off?
I think when we first are seeing increases in hospitalizations during each surge, that's always a question of whether this particular variant is more severe. I think that the increase in hospitalizations in kids, we know that there's an increase because there's more transmission in the community. So kids that are admitted are positive. This doesn't necessarily mean that they are admitted for COVID-19 disease or just happen to be COVID positive. So that's something we still have to tease out. Based on what I'm just seeing anecdotally, I don't think this is causing more severe disease compared to prior variants. I think just that when kids are vulnerable to getting infection or with any other viral infection, there's going to be a certain percentage that gets hospitalized for some of the symptoms that these viruses cause.
All right, Dr. Karen Acker, it's good to keep perspective. Thank you for it.
Of course, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.